everyone, we are here at Scout Boats. I am here with Alan, who is a director of sales. Now, Scout Boats started as a family-owned and operated, and still today, and now a multi-million-dollar company. And Alan is going to tell us all about it. So walk me through on how this all came about.
Sure, Reagan, thank you. Steve Potts had a vision. He started this company out of his garage. He started it back in September of '89, right before Hurricane Hugo hit. Hurricane Hugo hit, smashed his building. He had to pick up the bricks. They moved down the road to another building. And that particular year back in '89, we also had the biggest snowstorm in history. I think we had like a foot of snow here in South Carolina. Destroyed his building again, so he had to pick up all over again, stand in FEMA lines, get a loan, and then the rest is history from there. They got their loan, they moved forward, and now here we are today building the biggest center console outboard powered boat in the world. So we're a coastal fishing boat company that builds boats from 17 to now 67 foot, world renowned for being the best on the market or up there with the very best, and we sell them all over the world. We ship them to several different countries, and we have great market share here on the East Coast. We ship over the West Coast. Great place to work, take a lot of pride in what we build. We build center consoles, dual consoles, bay boats, and luxury yachts.
This location is huge, and there are so many boats in here getting worked on. Talk about that process.
So we do things a lot different here. We have methodologies that are more, I guess, in tune with aeronautical. Everything we do on the smallest part of the smallest boat that we build here is 100% hand laid. There's a lot of companies that'll market a hand laid boat and they build it with a chopper gun and then lay a piece of glass on and call it hand laid. Everything we do is hand laid. Once you get up to 33 foot, that's where our S-Class series starts. And S-Class is a play on sort of S-Class with automobiles, upper echelon, S for Scout, and also stepped hull. So those are epoxy infused instead of resin infusion. There's not many builders at all that have gone to that length. Then once you get to 37 foot, our entire hulls are carbon fiber epoxy infused. So nobody else is really doing it. There's one or two other companies that dabble in it, but nobody that's doing it to the extent that we are. So the boats are built super, super strong. I like to say they look like Ferraris, but they're built like tanks.
I like the way you said that. And these boats are, like you said, so unique and so beautiful. And you have a great crew here helping you kind of go about building these. You'll have almost 500 employees or over 500 employees. So how do y'all go about that hiring process?
Well, there's a lot of pride in the brand. You know, in little old Somerville, we're building the kind of most sought after boat in the world. So there is a lot of pride behind it. You know, most of the people that work here are very proud to build what they're building. That helps us a lot. We have a training studio here where you can come in and you learn all about the tools you're going to be using, the processes that we do, the kind of the methods that we implement, and you get to learn it all before you even start on the floor. And everybody's like family here. You know, walking through the plant, they're all high-fiving each other every day. So they work together and kind of help each other and teach each other, you know, what needs to be done and how to build the best boat in the world.
The boating industry obviously is huge in South Carolina. We have these beautiful beaches, and y'all kind of have a program that goes with this industry.
Yeah. So I sit on the board for the SCBFA, which is a South Carolina Boating and Fishing Alliance, and we do a lot for advocating for whether it be laws or just boating in general. We also helped get the program at Horry Georgetown County Tech started for boat building. So there's a place for young people to go straight out of high school to learn about boat building before they come to a place like Scout Boats and start.
And what does it mean to be a part of that?
It's giving back, and kind of giving back to, what's an industry that's given so much to me, and also helping kids. I mean, if you're going to help somebody, who better to help than kids? So it feels good.
So much to offer in y'all's future. Outside, y'all are still expanding right now. What can people expect?
Well, our tagline is expect everything. When it comes to our new 67, that's exactly what it says on the boat. Steve Ponta, he'll stop at nothing to be the very best in the world. And it's easy to get behind somebody like that. There's a lot of, boat companies out there, or even products. But when you're involved with building something that is coined, and that's the mission, is to be the very best in the world, it becomes a steam train, and it's awesome to get behind that.
The Maritime Association of South Carolina is the state's resource for logistics, warehousing, and maritime commerce. They advocate for issues impacting the industries, help connect people with good-paying jobs, and they are sponsoring the raffle where you could win a brand new 17-foot Scout boat with a sports package, while also supporting STEM education here in South Carolina. The president and CEO of MASC, Taylor Jackson, is here with me now to give us all the details. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, the last time I saw you was at the Maritime Youth Expo, which was an amazing turnout. So many kids really came in and learned so much about what happens here in South Carolina. For those who don't know about the Maritime Association, tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we're a nonprofit member-based organization that supports all entities supporting maritime commerce. So anything that ends up at your door most likely is moved by a truck. It's moved through our waterways. It touches a million different hands before it finally gets to your doors. And as an association, we are the resource for companies that do that and that are a part of supply chain.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you guys are partnering up with Scout to raffle away a 17-foot Scout boat with the sports package, which is amazing. And it also gives back to the STEM program.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been with the association for almost a year now. My focus really is that education and workforce development piece. I've been in the industry for just over 10 years. I knew nothing about it getting into it. Went to Clemson for a political science degree. I had a family friend that was like, you may really like this. So my goal is to create that awareness, spread the news that there are so many careers that you can have in logistics and supply chain that pay really well, and you can do, a multiple list of things with them at really any level of education. And I think that's key with students moving forward and getting their interest now.
Definitely. And you guys have member companies that benefit from the education workforce. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have just over 250 member companies, mostly located in Charleston, but we are a Maritime Association of South Carolina. But we do a education and workforce development committee. We have a number of other committees as well, but as mentioned, the education and workforce development, if you talk to any number of companies, what they're looking for is workforce. And that's what's on top of everyone's mind, especially as we get more companies that locate to the area. There's more jobs available, and we need people to fill that gap. And so that's a passion of mine. It's a passion of our members. And I really want the Maritime Association to be that resource that people can think of and go to when they're like, oh, I need this job filled.
Yeah, and you also have a committee for that too that helps with the education and find people good paying jobs as well.
Yes.
Which I feel like it's very important. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so with the Education and Workforce Committee, as you mentioned, the Maritime and Logistics Youth Expo was a huge hit. It's the first of its kind in the state. I was hoping for 15 companies and maybe 200 students. We had over 350 students.
So
and
many kids there.
34 companies and companies that came from all over the state too.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we can continue to build on that, and then you add in a career pathway, you add in apprenticeships, internships, you work with, you know, College of Charleston, Trident Tech, and the business and the private industry side of things, because they know what they're looking for. So you've got to figure out a way to be competitive. And like I said, it's a passion of mine. It's a goal of ours. It's going to be the backbone of what we do moving forward, including, you know, Teach the Teacher career days where we go and do site visits. And, you know, that also highlights our member companies and what they do, because you hear logistics and not a lot of people really know what that means, or, you know, they know that their Amazon package didn't get there in the required time frame. But going and seeing all these people that work on the waterfront and what they do, I mean, it really is cool. It's really inspiring, and it opens up a whole list of opportunities for students.
Yeah, and I just remember when I was there, it was so unique to get to see all these students go up to the different booths and learn so much about, you know, the different jobs here in South Carolina and what it takes to provide that Amazon package to your door. And it really was, like you said, inspiring to see those kids. What does it mean to be a part of that?
I think it's awesome. I mean, it was really cool working with Chad Vell with Charleston County, and he developed a really cool pre-survey before the event. So looking at the answers that students were giving, where they were like, I don't know what logistics is, to looking at what they were saying afterwards, where they were like, I want to work for a tugboat company. I want to work for the port. I want to work for LCG Freight. I want to work, and they just named all the companies, and you could tell it was just, it's such a cool experience, and it really is, it's inspirational, like you said. I mean, it's really cool. And to me, logistics is so neat because there's so many different jobs you can do within it at any level of education. And I think it's unique as a industry that provides that. So if you're a student and you're like, 4-year school is not really for me, go to Trident Tech, go to a tech school, get a nice 2-year degree, and you can make a really good career, and you can move up really fast if you just work hard and show up.
Exactly. So many great opportunities here in the Lowcountry and elsewhere as well. Let's go back to the boat. I know this is a huge raffle going on.
It's very cool.
It is so awesome. Who wouldn't want a boat, right? And all you have to do is enter the raffle, and it goes back to STEM. Tell me about those details on how people can enter.
Yeah, so they can check out our website. I think y'all's website also has a link to that. It's a $100 raffle ticket. We're only selling 1,500, so the odds are really good.
There you go.
And the boat's manufactured right here in Somerville. So, I mean, how cool is that?
This could be you.
Exactly.
This could be you on the water.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the Lowcountry from the water.
Who doesn't want to do that? So
I am going to go sign up, and everyone else should too.
Yeah, so tickets are available now, and we will have the drawing early October at our Oktoberfest event. So pretty exciting.
There you go. One more question. Where can people find y'all if they're interested in learning more?
Yes, maritimesc.org. Please reach out to us. We'd be delighted to have you guys join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it.